Good morning, students. Welcome to this e-class of BND Government Arts College, Timanpura. I am Dr. Ekta Goswami, and in this class of BA Part 3rd, Paper 1st, we would continue the poem My Last Duchess. In the earlier classes, we had done line 1 to line 10 of the poem. In this class, we would continue the poem till line 24. Before beginning up the lines of the poem, let me remind you that this poem was published in 1842 in Browning's Dramatic Romances. This is one of the most famous poems of Robert Browning, and it is much anthologized and much published of Browning's poems. It is one of his best dramatic monologues. And simply to remind you of, dramatic monologue is a kind of poetry, which of course Browning carried to perfection, in which there is a single character who is speaking, and the other one is the silent listener. So when the single character is speaking, it represents as speaking loud, expressing the thoughts, psychology, feelings, views to the silent listener, as well as to the reader. In this poem, the speaker is the Duke, and he's speaking about his last duchess. The widowed Duke of Ferrara shows the portrait of his former wife to the envoy of Count, whose daughter he intends to marry. The Duke is a widower, and he comments upon the sort of mind and temperament she had. At the same time, he also reveals his own mind, his own temperament, his own attitude, his own nature, all through his speeches. So, we have come to know till line 10 that it is a portrait painted by Frapendolf. It is so skillfully painted that the Duchess seems to be alive. As the envoy examines the portrait, a questioning look comes to his face. Now let's begin up with the poem. In line 11 to 15 he says, "And seemed as they would ask me, if they durst, how such a glance came there. So not the first are you to turn and ask thus." Sir, it was not her husband's presence only caused that spot of joy into the Duchess' cheek. Now, when he has actually told the envoy, the messenger, that this is painted by the painter Frapendolf. Now, he says that he has mentioned the name of Frapendolf by design. By design means with a purpose. And what is the purpose? That means he says that this painting was done in a single day. Means Frapendolf was given only a single day to paint this lively painting. And he informs his listeners that whenever strangers like him have scrutinized or have looked at the portrait, have looked at the painting, they have noticed the deep, earnest, passionate look in the eyes of the Duchess, and seems as they would ask me. And he's saying that means as your face reveals this questioning look, similarly every visitor, every onlooker, whenever he looks at the painting or the portrait, he asks me if they dare. Means if they dare to ask, nobody dares to ask, but if they are given freedom to ask this question, certainly they would ask in the same manner as this question is arising in your mind and your heart. So he is saying that means everyone wants to know that what is the reason of the deep, earnest and passionate look in the eyes of the Duchess, means how such a look came into her eyes. So not the first are you to turn and ask thus. So the Duke says it to the envoy that you are not the first one to ask this question. that how such deep, earnest look came into the eyes of the Duchess. Sir, it was not her husband's presence only caused that spot of joy into the Duchess' cheek. So as I told you earlier that all through the poem, through his speeches, the Duke, not only he would be revealing his own character, he would also be revealing the character of his wife, the last Duchess. So he is saying that the spot of joy, the blush that you are seeing on the face of my Duchess, it was not only because of her husband's presence. Now, she has a character which was very cheerful. She was very cheerful by temperament, and she was very innocent also. So he is saying that means not only her husband's presence. What he expects from his wife is that she should be joyous, she should be happy, she should be cheerful only in the presence of her husband. That was not her wife's character. His character in the sense that was not her wife's nature. So he is saying that means this spot of joy could be for any reason, not only because of the presence of her husband. Earlier he had told you about his own controlling, possessive attitude by telling it to the envoy in parenthesis that nobody except himself ever draws the curtain behind which the portrait stands. So he is saying that the blush, the joy which is appearing on the face of the Duchess was not caused by the presence of her husband only. There were certain other reasons. And what were the other reasons? He would tell you later in the poem. So, let's just proceed on to the poem. Perhaps Fra Findus chanced to say, her mental lapse over my lady's wrist too much, or faint must never hope to reproduce the faint half flush that dies along her throat. Such stuff was courtesy, she thought, and cause enough for calling up that spot of joy. So he is saying that means the kind of blush, the joy that you are noticing on the face of Duchess, what might be the reason? Perhaps the painter happened to say, and what he chanced to say, what he happened to say, what Fra Findus chanced to say, her mental lapse over my lady's wrist too much. That the cloak of Duchess was covering too great a portion of her hands, of her wrist. Or paint must never hope to reproduce the faint half flush that dies along her throat. Or maybe the painter might have commented. And what might be the comment? These are just the speculations that the Duke is making. He does not know about it. So he is saying that perhaps the painter might have said that she is so beautiful and that paint can never reproduce the blush, the color, the complexion that she possesses. So what he might have said made her blush. The compliment that the painter was commenting upon her beauty might have been the reason of the blush on the face of the Duchess. Such stuff was courtesy. Now, she was so innocent that she thought that if anyone complimented her out of courtesy, the blush was the natural reaction of that courtesy. She thought and cause enough for calling up that spot of joy. Now he is saying that simply as a retaliation of that comment, the spot of joy might have appeared on the face of, upon the face of the Duchess. So he is saying that as a compliment to the Duchess, which the painter paid her as a compliment to please her, that her photograph fails to show the beauty and charm that she possesses. That might be the reason of the blush which you are noticing on the throat of the Duchess. And he says that means as her nature was, the Duke talks about the painter and the Duchess. The painter might be paying some compliments, and she might be showing her reaction as courtesy. The Duke means, what he means to say is that the Duchess, belonging to a sense of dignity, belonging to a sense of position, should not show such kind of blush, such kind of reaction to a simple, to an ordinary painter. Now, we'll proceed on with the poem. In line 21 to 24, he again elaborates upon the character of the Duchess. He says, she had a heart, how shall I say, too soon made glad, too easily impressed. She liked whatever she looked on, and her looks went everywhere. Now, why Duke is actually saying it out to the Count, to the Count's messenger, to the envoy of the Count, simply because the Count is proposing, he is coming up with a proposal of Count's daughter for the marriage. So what he means to say is that he is showing about his own opinion about the kind of wife that he wants. So the Duke says that Duchess had no sense of dignity, and he is not saying it in the direct terms. Look at the language. He says she had a heart, and what kind of a heart? How shall I say? Now he is saying that means I cannot describe the kind of heart that she had. Too soon made glad. Now he is saying that if you belong to the family of nobility, if you belong to the family of aristocracy, your heart should not be made glad too soon. Means it should be something exquisite, it should be something extraordinary, which should give joy to you. Your joy, your gladness, your happiness should not be on ordinary things. So he is saying that means she had a heart which was made joyous at very petty things, at very small ordinary things. Too easily impressed, and she was so innocent that she was easily impressed by very normal, very ordinary, very day-to-day things. She liked whatever. Now he is saying that means a duchess should not like the simple ordinary things. She should have the selection. She should have the exquisiteness of choices while she was selecting things which should make her happy. Her eye should not fall upon each and every ordinary thing. But the kind of nature that Duchess had, she liked whatever she looked on, and her look went everywhere. Now the Duke says that his dead wife, she was of a very innocent, of a very childish nature, because she felt pleased and she felt impressed by simple little things. She was interested in whatever she looked at, and she looked at everything. In other words, the kind of taste, the kind of discrimination, the kind of choice, the kind of selection that should have been there as belonging to the status of a duchess was not there in her character. And so he says, how shall I say? He's saying that I do not find the right words to describe the character, the nature of the duchess.